We're doing a fireside chat with Gabi and Jeremy.
But no fire.
With no fire, just a Fern.
That's
so
fine.
Don't worry. We're safe. All right. So Jeremy and I were talking the other day about, just having these conversations, and we kind of tend to do them in our kitchen in the morning, drinking a cup of coffee, or in the evenings, making dinner. And we're like, wouldn't it be fun if we recorded one of these? So we're going to try it and see if it works. And here we go. So, Jeremy, the other day you brought it to my attention that there was a Fast Company article.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about what caught your eye.
Okay, so, obviously the title, Where Have All the Designers Gone, right? Like sort of this perspective that designers are disappearing or they're not there. And I think it really made me think about the fact that, designers are always around, but yet in this article it seemed to indicate that the solution was designers just need to learn better business. And there was a whole laundry list of, business terms and acronyms. And I thought, if that's really the solution, isn't that something that we've heard for a long, long time in the creative industry? And I don't know, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Tell me what you think about that.
Yeah, I will say I don't disagree that it's in some capacity, in certain roles in design, that it is necessary to have some understanding of business and business acumen. So, I don't disagree there. However, I think if that was the solution, then we wouldn't still have the same problem that we had 20 years ago, which was, kind of fighting our way to be at the C-suite level. Mm-hmm. And here we are having that same conversation. So obviously just learning more business isn't the solution to this problem.
Yeah, maybe part of the solution is business also learning a bit more of design and designers owning that, a little more clearly, and kind of, that's their craft. That's what they went to school for. That's what they have expertise in. Maybe there's a better way to utilize that expertise.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, part of what we haven't done the best job in design of doing is really more kind of evangelizing the power of design and the importance of design, and that it truly is an expertise.
Right.
And we've been so focused on kind of meeting the business leaders where they are, and kind of selling ourselves in,
right,
versus truly helping our own industry experts own their expertise and show up at the table with that expertise and allowing others to respect them for that expertise. So I believe there is a bit of a rebalance in this conversation. Not to disagree with the article completely, but I think it's missing a lot of layers to this cake that really will build a better industry. And just telling people like, hey, here's an easy solve, just go learn more business acumen, kind of leaving you hanging, and then not even saying like, hey, how do you go do that? And sure, there are programs that are extensive, that article talks about, that you can go get a degree in, or you can like take, a post-grad class or something, but those tend to be, hefty lifts, and also like a long time and commitment monetarily as well. So, I think that is a component of the industry that we as design professionals kind of just need to rebuild from within.
Well, I think that's a really great lead into sort of the idea of the Design Cohort, why it was founded, what its mission is, right?
Yeah.
To kind of build that and reclaim that. So maybe tell folks a little bit more about it who may not know. What's going on there?
Well, a little bit about just kind of me is I tend to be creative at heart. Like, it's just all I've ever known. It's all I've ever been good at. I always knew that was my path forward. So, traditionally just started with drawing and kind of just traditional art forms that led me eventually into graphic design and getting a degree in graphic design. And, it's been, I'm very grateful for my experiences. It's been like an awesome profession. But it wasn't without kind of its trials and tribulations of coming to terms with this fact that, like, in order to kind of make my way up in the industry, that I had to maybe like give up some of my creativity and some of the things that I loved. And that really brought me to kind of hearing the same conversation happening again. And this article just kind of reiterated it.
Brought it all
back. I went to, a conference a few months ago and just felt like it was inspiring to be in the room with all of my counterparts. But again, we were having the same conversation about design has to learn business, design has to learn business. And it just left me thinking like, well, why can't it be enough for us to also be experts in our own trade? And maybe part of the problem is that we're not building ourselves up from the inside enough.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's, a big part of the mission is about being less siloed, creating community, supporting each other, getting peer-to-peer support from each other, because we all have things we can teach and learn and guide each other in. So the community, the cohort component of the design cohort is extremely important. I think that's kind of the foundation of it. And then with that came, okay, how do we really start building the industry back up from the inside? And that means really looking at continuous learning opportunities. So workshops, small group, peer-to-peer cohorts, quick self-guided master classes, things that democratize some of that learning too, so that, more people can kind of understand it and get it. And it's not just some huge time commitment with, an
A
intense
4-day
amount of
conference
money.
or something somewhere. That
Or a
invest
post-grad
in.
degree that you have to go for 6 months and,
Sure.
or maybe you have to do it online after the kids go to bed or whatever that might
that's
be.
tough.
It's really tough to do that and, juggle life. So this is supposed to feel more like something you can do and integrate into your other priorities.
Great.
So that'll be launching in the fall. And then, what has already launched and has been extremely successful is the one-on-one creative career coaching. So just one-on-one, with me, talking about maybe where you're stuck, where you need help in your career, in your specific situation, and just having somebody to kind of keep you accountable, to guide you, to bounce ideas off of, to do some sense checking with, the rest of the industry, has been extremely helpful for a lot of individuals as well. So the cohort is an ecosystem and it's going to continue to grow and evolve. But the mission is truly to kind of rebuild the industry, support each other, and just create a more friendly, happy industry
We could
for
all
design.
use more of that. Right?
Yes, we could. It's getting tough out there.
So, so if people want to learn more about the design cohort, like, what's the best way to find out?
Super easy. Go to thedesigncohort.com.
Okay, that's easy.
Read the website, become a member, join our free monthly cohorts where we tackle a big, hairy problem the industry is facing, such as AI and is it coming for our jobs, such as the Forbes articles talking, the industry is very volatile right now and being devalued. We talk about all these topics, and it is a open community forum. Sometimes we have lectures, but those are also balanced with real conversation in real time. So that's our flagship kind of, community builder. And from there you can learn and decide, what else fits your needs. I mean, it's that simple.
That's
so, there's a place for everyone, wherever you are on your design journey.
Love it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So,
Awesome.
All right, that's our
Thanks for
fireside chat.
See you guys later.
Fernside chat, maybe we should call it. I don't know. All right, bye.